Hello and welcome everyone to Wednesday's episode of the program, The Mandate. I'm sorry we're coming way behind in our usual schedule. We were battling and I've been battling with some technical issues for a bit, but we were able to overcome and here we are. Well, like we do all the time on The Mandate, we will discuss the imperatives for good-spirited public service, strategic planning and leading as a public responsibility. Our focus, of course, remains on elected officials, and this is topical coming against the backdrop of those who just emerged as winners in the general elections. We will be prospecting on how they intend to lead and provide adequate representation for those who have entrusted them with this mandate. My name is Nnamdi Odipo. Again, welcome to The Mandate. Again, our profound apologies for coming on late. But very quickly, let me begin with my first guest. He says he's a servant and wants to inspire and produce more leaders like himself and not just followers. Not only is he going to the lower legislative chamber of the National Assembly as a first-time lawmaker, he is relatively young, being, I think, about 39, if I'm not mistaken. My guest is APC's Umaru, Jeremiah Umaru, I should say, member of the House of Representatives elect for Wamba, Akwanga and Nasarawa Egon, Federal Constituency of Nasarawa State. Congratulations on your elections, Honorable, and welcome to The Mandate.
Thank you very much, and good evening, viewers.
Okay, so great. And very quickly too, because we're already behind schedule, but we'll make up time for it, hopefully. I'm going to read you something out I'm going to read something out to you, and I'm sure it will sound familiar to you, but maybe to some persons out there, maybe not so much. So let me begin real quick, and I'll just ask the producer to put up the first slide there, and then I would read. There's something here you said, I am everybody, I beg your pardon. I am the mother who has to take care of her husband and children with little or no income. The woman with skills and desire to improve her well-being and that of her family with no access to loans for a small business. I am the energetic but unemployed youth with a desire and willingness to learn new skills and engage in productive activities with no help in sight. I am every child who desires quality education and a decent learning environment. The one who watches as my parents struggle to get medical care for me anytime I am sick. I am the elderly who cannot afford a decent living and medical care. I am the forgotten community with no government presence, cut off from infrastructure, industry and civilization with zero community engagement at all levels. I am the vulnerable in society who seeks to enjoy a decent and beautiful life. So, figuratively, you are anyone and everyone. Explain these realities and why leaders should strive to change the narrative, as well as why we should all be concerned.
Thank you very much. My ideology, my blueprint is put together in form of what you just read. And that is because I have been a community person. I have been with the people at the grassroots right from time. And for me, whatever I put together is actually the direct issues of our society, especially in Akwanga, in Wamba, in Nasarawa Egon, where I come from and where I represent. And for me, because I've not been into politics before, I've not contested for election before, I came up with the slogan, Sabon Solo.
You're actually a chartered accountant, if I recall.
Yes. Yes, I'm an ICANN member, ACA precisely. And by the grace of God, I've been elected by my people to represent them at the Green Chambers.
So Honorable, I'm sorry for butting in here, because while we're on this subject of your blueprint, I think you tagged it Sabon Salo agenda. Yeah. It eventually carried the day. So just so I get it right, Sabon Salo here means the new style. How do you plan to make that new alternative way of tackling issues and bringing development possible? Give me an example, for instance, to buttress how you intend to do things differently and bring this new style to play?
So just like you rightly said, Savon Solo means new dawn, new style, new way of doing things.
Okay.
And for me, as a young person, I intend to bring innovation into the system. And of course, if you look at the society we're in, the young people are the ones running the system, the society. And as a young person, I intend to bring innovation. And working with the young ones, I know we're going to achieve this together with them.
Okay, so, I mean, even though you are in the APC, I mean, you want to ride the, this rising young wave out there. And, and of course, your party introduced signed the not too young to run bill. Is that perhaps what we're seeing play out here?
So for me, APC as a party has actually helped the young people in this the last election, because even the cost of our forms we bought for 50% instead of 100%. They gave us 50% free. Then the women got free. So for me, it's a way that they encourage some of us. And in the house, out of 40 or more young people, 40 years below,
yes,
APC had more, including myself.
Interesting.
And we're forming caucus.
Interesting. Talking about young people, I took a look at your campaign blueprint, and now you raise the core issues, or rather the core issues you raised, like youth unemployment and empowerment, quality education, healthcare, agriculture, and the others that you raised. These are also national targets, by the way. As well as I'm sure that the 10th National Assembly would play a critical role in complementing executive efforts in attaining some of these goals. How do you think legislations would augur or go in helping achieve some of these goals, national goals, but of course contain your own personal blueprint as well?
So for me, because I know that the major function of a lawmaker is to make law and also to do oversight. In the course of making laws, I want to ensure that the youths of our constituency and youth of Nigeria will make laws that will have direct impact on them. Because I was made to understand that there is the National Youth Commission bill in place. Wherever it is, we'll push it. If it's not been assented to, we'll push it so that it will come to reality. This will give the young people the platform to be able to excel. We have very vibrant and intelligent young people out there, especially in Wamba, Kwanga, Nasarago. Of course, and Nigeria as a whole. In terms of the agriculture, my place is an agrarian society. We want to push bills, motions that will encourage our farmers, our society to engage in agricultural business, so that there will be food sufficiency, there will be a lot of encouragement for our people to go into farming, basically. And of course, I know that one of the target of the government, the president-elect, is agriculture, is looking at agriculture.
True.
It's also looking at skill acquisition for the young people out there, because of course, government job, the white-collar job will not be there fully to cater for all the young people. But creating laws that will bring about skill acquisition for the young people will help our people and the young people to achieve whatever they wish to achieve.
You did say in one of the pieces that you wrote that it is our responsibility to be educated and to educate others. In terms of education, what are you looking and prospecting at? So
for me, because I am a product of education, it is because of education that I got to where I am today. Today I'm a chartered accountant, a professional, and I'm into politics. And for me, that has given me that confidence, that boldness to vie for this position. It wasn't about money, it was about courage and that professionalism. And of course, encouraging, we're going to make laws, bills that will promote education, especially for the young people, because most of these are young people, they have the intellectual capacity, but they don't have the support and enabling environment to push their education further. So I will make sure I encourage them in terms of education, scholarships, and the rest.
JJ, I noticed that you're not just all about young people. but if I'm not mistaken, I also did notice that you do care somewhat for the elderly and senior citizens as well, because you talked about, an issue like caring for the elderly in your blueprint. Are you perhaps insinuating that an agency like the National Senior Citizen Center, which is currently existing, deserves an expansive role, more than it currently has? Or you want us to replicate some of what we're seeing them play out, their functions, duties, and establishment, now by law at the state's level? I mean, what exactly is your plan about catering the elderly in society, and how does it different or vary from what we have currently? Or perhaps you want to tweak it a bit to get it better?
So for me, because before contesting this election, I worked with the National Pension Commission.
Okay.
So, and many times I see these elderly people coming.
How did I miss that? I know you left as an assistant manager.
Yes, sir.
Ah, very well. So you see, I did check up on you.
Yeah. So I know how these elderly people come and complain of, even though now we don't really have all these issues, but before the introduction of the CPS, So my thought or my thinking is, I want a situation where we make laws that will make these elderly people after retirement. Some of them are not even didn't even work with the civil service. Some of them are even farmers and doing their private practice. But they have gotten to a stage where they need support, and this support mostly is health care. So for me, I want to make laws that will promote this, and also in my constituency to create an environment where elderly people will be catered for, at least quarterly, by the special grace of God.
Okay, great. So you highlighted marketing as a strategy. Again, if it's possible for you to give me examples. And, because I am wondering that as a federal lawmaker, how much so can you deploy marketing and lobbying, to raise awareness on the potential and opportunities in your domain, to the world at large? Well, these are your own words. So how do you want to
So
have that play? Yes.
for me, in Nasarawa North, Wamba, Akwanga, Nasarawa, we have a lot of opportunities in terms of the land mass, in terms of minerals.
Okay.
We have so many minerals available in my place, and interacting with various or different members from different constituencies and different states will actually already we've started talking with the member representing Bokos Mangu on a particular road. Okay. We're already talking with the one representing Shandam Mikang Kwampan.
This is even before the house is...
already
so work has started?
Yes. Already we're discussing with the guy representing Indemili from Labour Party in Anambra. Indemili.
Yes.
North and South.
Indemili.
North and South in Anambra State on a particular bill that I want to push. Because putting this will help our society, will help the nation Nigeria.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So this collaboration will actually help us to achieve this objective. But of course, I can't do it alone.
I'm very true as well. And I particularly like the fact that even though the house is yet to be promulgated, it will be in June.
Yeah.
You already have started work, some sort of groundwork, so that when the house, takes off formally in June, I mean, you would know the direction you're headed, and then you face that squarely. I would like to know perhaps other areas of interest for you. I mean, whether it's internal security, because you made allusions to engendering a peaceful, united Wamba, Akwanga, Nasarawa, Egon, constituency. And this will be interesting considering the multi-ethnic groupings that you have. How do you expect that some of the work you're doing already or likely to do will help them manage relationships in a manner that promotes peace, unity, and this development that we are talking about? I mean, you've already hit the ground running. So, I mean, are you doing some work already in that area, or you plan to as soon as the house takes off?
Yeah, so for me, over the years, like more than 8 years now, I've been in the community organizing one program or the other. The festival, there is this festival, Sisimbaki Cultural Festival, that we organize. It's actually a North Central festival. And this festival brings about every ethnic group or majority of the ethnic groups within the North Central to Sisimbaki village in Wamba local government. And this is being organized every 26th of December. every year. And the idea is to promote peace and unity among the people. And to the glory of God, our people, our brothers and sisters who are living far and near, come back home, look forward to these programs so that they'll come back home and contribute, talk to our people. Because when our people are not engaged, they are not enlightened, I tell you, anything can come in and anything can go. So we try to organize the community, organize our people to be together and to see ourselves as brothers and sisters, irrespective of affiliations, because this is actually what we need.
Politics does not matter at that level.
It doesn't matter. And of course, the traditional institution, we try as much as we can to, because my blueprint, there is this arrangement for the traditional institution where we create awareness, enlightenment for them to be sensitive security-wise and to be able to talk to our people. Because these are the people that understand everybody within a community. Once these people are properly guided, they are properly trained, they are properly enlightened, I tell you, the issue of security at the grassroots communities will reduce.
I mean, the issue of peace, I mean, unity and engenders security, internal security, considering some of the challenges that we have had in the past and continue to have. I mean, this is a critical agenda, not just for you, but for other federal lawmakers that will be at the 10th National Assembly. You know, just before I let you go, I mean, well, I know you're part of the ruling party. I know you're a newbie. I mean, what do you think in terms of experience and people saying that the high level of turnover at the National Assembly, and by that I mean the number of new members and the low number of returning members, might slow progress in the National Assembly? Yours, House of Representatives in your instance, that's one. Two, and then finally, the leadership, NAS leadership tussle ongoing. Where are you leaning, possibly, and what is the quality you're looking for in a leader? But say very quickly, if you can take both questions together.
So for me, coming into the National Assembly is not about whether I've been there for how long. No, it's about, as a young person, I'm a professional in my field. I've been in the civil service for up to 15 years now. So with the experience of the civil service, I don't think that will be a problem. As a chartered accountant, coming to this system, I will not have much issues because I'm a professional. And as a professional in politics, you can expect a lot of good things. Of course, I'm not the only one. There are a lot of lawyers, doctors, architects in the House. And of course, we have people who have been commissioners, speakers in their various states, houses of assembly, and various engagement with one experience or the other. So it's not about being in the House. We have been following up their activities. Like for me, I watch them on TV, radio. I listen to them on radio and the rest. So it's not going to be an issue.
So you're not a complete novice?
No. We are not. We are not.
And then the second part of my question.
So
yes.
for the leadership, honestly, for now, what we are doing, we are building ourselves together. We are putting ourselves together, especially the members elect. The new, if you call it new members, but the members elect. And as at now, we have more than 300 members elect out of 360. Nobody that wants to be speaker, we joke with these numbers. So for us,
this new block.
Yes, this new block. For us,
the new block has become a power broker.
True. For us, we feel it is good and better for us to come together as one, friends, two, colleagues, and of course, when the leadership comes, wherever we decide, whoever we decide to go with, we emerge as a speaker because we have the number. And
what quality are you looking for?
Of course, somebody that will be able to unite this nation. Somebody that will be able to tolerate every member, irrespective of where you're coming from. Somebody that will be able to also promote and take care of our aspiration and the aspiration of our people. That is the kind of leader. Somebody that will be able to unite this country. That is the kind of leader we're looking for.
Honorable Jeremiah Umaru, JJ for short. I mean, of course, you know the JJ of football. I'm hoping you'll become the JJ of the House of Representatives. I mean, I would like to thank you so much.
Thank you.
A member of the House of Representatives elect for Wamba, Akwanga, and Nasarawa Federal Constituency of Nasarawa State. I'd like to wish you plenty of luck. You have a massive constituency, and I'm not just talking about your immediate constituency. I'm talking about the youth constituency in Nigeria that you represent.
Yeah.
I hope you do not disappoint them. Thank you so much for
you.
coming on the program tonight.
Thank you.
I'd like to move you on along now to our next conversation for tonight, but of course, that will be when we return from the break. My next guest would also be in the 10th National Assembly, but this time around, the upper legislative chamber. Do stay. We brought you the ballot. Are you not tainted by association and not worried that your good manners may likely get corrupted?
Staying, no, I don't think so.
Personality data profiling of citizens in the country.
Now we bring you the mandate. Join us Mondays at 10:05 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. The mandate showing on the network service of the NTA.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic, and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
Oh boy, this one where I read, you carry machete, you see carry gun. Wetin you want take am do
See,
sef?
as I dey para like this, I don't vex.
Oh boy, calm down now.
Like this, like this, I dey go scatter those businesses. You know, say they scatter our people businesses, eh? You don't see them. See, and they go there, as I go like, and they go show them better craze. They never see anything.
If you destroy their own for here, and they destroy your people own for that side, especially that your brother where they send you money, that way don't block, oh. How you go take survive?
See, this way talk not true, but I see the vex.
Boy, calm down. Make we embrace peace. We peace and unity. Everybody.
My people, make we gum body with peace and unity. Make we learn to live as brothers and sisters so that we country go fit move go permanent side. This message now from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Months ago, and you could have described my next guest as a senator in the making, but now he is more. I mean, having won the supplementary National Assembly elections for Plateau Central on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, he's living his reality and is on the verge of becoming a fully entitled senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come proclamation of the National Assembly in June. Senator-elect Diket Plang, Plateau Central Senatorial Zone, welcome to the mandate and congratulations on your election.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
I don't think it was an easy one, but I mean that's all water under the bridge now. Well, thank God you're here today as a senator-elect. But you know, as a former member of the Plateau State House of Assembly, at the time you represented Pang North, it could very well mean that you are not lacking in legislative experience. Let me pick your brains on differentials and similarities between legislating at the state and the federal levels and what that could mean for someone like you who has expired and has clinched the mandate to serve your constituent, Jos Central and Nigeria at large. What does it mean basically? With your experience and the task before you?
The tasks before me have broadened up. Sometimes back in the legislative work, I was representing a smaller constituency, and the constituents are also smaller, geographically smaller, in terms of number of people representation smaller. And day before yesterday, sometimes back, I was a councillor, elected councillor, and I was representing a ward. Later on, as a member of the state legislative arm of a state, a smaller constituency. Today, I will be representing 4 local government at a federal level. It's huge, more vast. Representation is about being there for constituents you know. It's easy for me to say, I know the people of Plateau, I know Plateau. But by the time you become a senator, it now means that you will be making laws for Nigerians. Laws in most cases emanate from norms of the people, which means that I will have to get to know about the entire country to come out with a law that suits the norms and ways of life of the people. So I look at it huge, because I will need to again familiarize myself with the entire country, so that whatever decision I will be making that will affect the people, it should be in such a way that I know about the people. Yesterday, it was just about Plateau, or otherwise a section of Plateau, and for Plateau people. Today it's about Nigeria, from Maiduguri to Port Harcourt to Rivers and so on and so forth. So the assignment is huge, and therefore I must be mentally alert to know about the people that I will be representing and making laws for.
You know, I like the way you've couched this whole thing, and you've made my job a whole lot easier, because you've talked about representing those you know and those you don't know. Yeah. And I mean, it speaks to some of what I have gleaned about you already. You know, I hear that your supporters, and even, I mean, especially those within the APC, they say you're a grassroots mobilizer. You know, now with the elections all done, and hopefully in the review, maybe for you, I don't know where the others are looking, but are you looking forward to serve? And by that I mean service for these people that you've said you do not know, constituents who did not vote for you as much as those who voted for you, or who did, you know, representing the interest of your constituents who are also in other political parties and whose interests, you know, or political ideals do not align with yours.
Are you through with that question?
Yes, yes. Yes, I mean, in terms of broader representation now, how do you now, you know, factor in that, look, because you made allusions to it yourself, that you will not be representing, you'll be representing not just those you know, but those you do not know. How do you plan to work that out, especially in terms of politics? Now you'll be representing those who did not vote for you and who voted for you as well.
Yeah. At the moment, the legislative work, particularly in our country, it's, first of all, you are representing a constituency that voted you. But at your own operational stage, policies, laws that you might be making, which is a section of the function of a legislator, will be affecting a broader community. I'm a Nigerian legislator, but I'm elected to represent a Plateau Central.
Yes.
I might be making a law that will affect an Igbo man in the east, Yoruba man in the west, someone from Maiduguri, and so on. I've been making laws that will affect Nigerians.
Times your mind...
Now,
yes, at all times your mind is attuned to the generality of Nigeria.
Yeah, to Nigeria. Now, coming to my constituents that elected me, party is a platform to enable a person to contest an election.
True.
And therefore, when you are through using the platform that brought you, you become a leader for all. There are those that do not participate in even election. You are their leader. There are those that are not politicians. You are their leader. There are those that belong to different parties. You are their leader. There are those that contested with you with a will to work for the people, but you won. You are also their leader. You should be able to accommodate them. And therefore, there is no difficulty for me to know the problem of my people. These are people I live with. These are people I associate with. Even for my opponents, these are people I interact with. These are people that I try as much as possible to convince them that I have superior reasons to be elected to. And therefore, it would not be strange for me to know their problems. It will not be difficult for me to meet their needs. And by the way, you know, as in our country, in our own democracy, a party is a collection of like minds.
Indeed.
You may agree today and you may disagree today and agree tomorrow. It's even my duty that after winning my election, even if another party I can be very good to you, you can change to my own party. So what am I saying? I will not have difficulty to work for APC members, non-APC members, non-politicians, visitors in my land. Okay. And you see, you are meeting the needs of your people in two places.
Yes.
Infrastructural needs.
Yes.
If I make a road, it's not a party members that will if I'm able to appropriate for a road to be inclusive in the budget, and the road is constructed, the road is not for a party. If I'm able to improve a school or build a structure in a school, it does not belong to a party, it belongs to all. So what am I saying? I should be able to know the needs and problem of my people, and as soon as I tackle those problems, I can even get converts.
Okay, great. You know, another thing is that, yes, you'll be in Abuja, you know, working for your people and working for Nigeria. But, you know, I want to know if this is your mobilization that you're talking about and, you know, collaborating across party lines. How does it factor the incoming Plateau State government? Because that is home. Because by May 29, power would have changed hands in Plateau State, and the governor, who I mean, is the current PDP governor-elect, Caleb Mosfang, would be in power at the time. Do you perhaps... yes, I recall. Were you not even a local government chairman at some point?
I was a local government
Did you
chairman.
work with him at the time, maybe under Algon or something? And how do you basically intend to navigate this whole APC at the center and PDP back at home scenario? Will you be able to succeed using your mobilization skills as a grassroots mobilizer?
I like your description. I
like that you like my description.
Yeah. Caleb Motfang, I know him. Went through the same secondary school. He was in Form 4, I was in Form 1. I know him. He needs me, and I need him. I think I think he will be privileged to have me as a senator coming from the centered government. The job of a representative is to collaborate with the executive. You are not fighting.
Very true.
But you try as much as possible to see, for me, who will be at the National Assembly. And the function of the National Assembly is of a legislature is appropriation, lawmaking. And you all know that the formula for distribution of funds in our country, about 52 points is at the center. About 27 goes to the states, and about 20 to the 774 local governments, which means that there is more money at the center. And if I'm a legislator whose job is to appropriate funds to come up with a budget, it would be luck for a governor who is at the state and not with the national government to have a doing senator. You know, a doing senator.
A performing senator.
A performing senator. I remember when I was in primary school. Auntie, what is a doing word? What is
an action word?
Auntie, what is the verb? The verb is a doing word. And I want to be a doing senator. It will be
Not the type that sleeps at
Yeah,
the
no,
Senate.
no.
You're sure? No, but it does happen.
Here
I mean,
I
we see vibrant persons, you know, upon election, they come to our studio, they sit, and then they talk, and then maybe...
I maximize every opportunity God has given unto me. I don't wait for tomorrow. I believe that mine is today, so whatever is my responsibility, I look at it as the last, and I give my best to ensure that at least I leave a landmark. It will interest you to know that, as I earlier said, grassroots, former councillor, former local government chairman, former PA to a governor, Governor Joshua Dare, when he was governor, former advisor to Governor Jang in his first tenure, former commissioner for science and technology, former presidential appointee, Obasanjo gave me federal appointment as NAPEP coordinator, representing Plateau State, former member elected to the Plateau State House Assembly, former advisor to Governor Lalong and member of Plateau State Governing Council. And I'm coming from a very small community that has only 2 polling units. My survival is because if you give me work, I put in my best. And I'm used to that. I thank God Almighty that I'm coming to the National Assembly. And I want to believe that God has, by the grace of God, I will be here for 4 years. And that's the opportunity God has given me to work for 4 years. At the end of the day, you will score me. I just to give you an assurance that I'm here to make my landmark. And it's about my people. I know the problem of my people. I know where it pins them. I've stayed with them, and my duty is to represent them.
You know, you talk about scorecard, and it's a given. We will be scoring, not just you, but of course other elected public officials, cutting across National Assembly and at the sub-national level. In fact, that's why we have opened a register here, and we're taking down some of the promises that you're making. No, but it is true. It is true. It is true. We're noting some of the things you're saying, and then a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we will begin to remind you. You did say you would do this, but you said you'll be vibrant. But we'll have video shots of you sleeping on the floor of the Senate, not once, not twice, but thrice. You did say you would do this in certain areas. We're yet to see that. So let's just quickly move on to some of the things that you've said you would do in your own legislative agenda, and the issues you campaigned about in the months and days leading up to the election. Where exactly does your passion lie, and what issues are you likely to be more passionate about and more vocal about on the floor of the Senate that you've talked about?
One of the fundamental things that I must stress on is you know, the function of a senator is appropriation.
Yes, you've said that repeatedly.
Lawmaking.
Yes.
And representation. What do you represent? What do you stand for? You stand for marginalization. You stand for exclusion. Exclusion in what capacity? A representative is supposed to be on top of the issues of his constituents. What am I saying? Is it insecurity?
Okay.
Is it employment?
Okay.
Is it appropriation of funds? What is the percentage to my constituents? I must make sure that in appropriation of funds, my people should not miss out. And that can be done by way of me being very mentally alert, by way of me being deeply inside appropriation, during a period of appropriation. And that can be done through my ability to lobby, my ability to make contacts, my ability to be sure or to ensure that the needs of my people, whether infrastructurally or otherwise, are part of the appropriation that will be made. Lastly, it is also my duty to find out if there are opportunities my constituents, my state should be able to get a fair share, just as other states. I won't sleep. I told you, my people would not be happy if they are not involved. And where I discover that my people are excluded, it's my duty to be on top of it and ensure that all acts of marginalizations are cancelled. Lastly, I know the natural pattern of my constituents, of my constituency, agriculturally, in terms of mineralogy,
Okay.
and my ability to make sure that the Minister of Agriculture and all that my constituents will need to improve their agricultural practices are done. There are certain things, you know, the climate of Plateau favors, it favors dry season gardening. And I know that with my alignment with the Ministry of Agriculture or even Ministry of Environment, I should be able to influence the establishment of small art dams. Because my people are very good on irrigation, such that people will farm even out of rainy season. I know with all those ones, the agricultural production in my own environment will increase highly. And my people will be involved. Yeah, economic turnout will be much, much more better. The people of Central Zone in Plateau State are known in terms of education.
Okay.
It's my duty, in line with the provisions of the federal government, to ensure that where funds are available, especially in the improvement of educational system, I must make sure that I watch that area. You know, my own is to influence. And my own is when you influence, you ensure that where you appropriate funds, you fight to make sure that funds are released. And you also go on an oversight function to be sure that when funds are released, the purpose for which the funds are released are met, and met to standard. So I definitely must work hard to ensure that my people benefit.
You know, Senator-elect, I listened to you, and I'm somewhat impressed. And even though I know you're a newbie, you don't seem like someone worried over the issue of legislative experience and all of that. And, you know, you talk appropriating funds, you talk oversighting duties, you even insinuate about lobbying and how you would use lobby to achieve some of your targets. Do you already see, do you have a blueprint? Like, you know, they say some people see visions. Are you like this kind of prophet? The vision is before your face already, and you're seeing what you want to do, and it's not distorted. You have a path. You want to walk that path. Is that it for you?
Yeah, you are right. I'm
right again.
When there's a vacancy for a doctor, will a historian apply? Will a lawyer apply? If they want a nurse, then you see a theater artist or a someone with a mass communication applying to be a nurse. I saw a vacancy. I saw a vacancy for Senate. I must measure myself. What does a senator do? Do I have the requirement to do the job of a senator? For me to apply and give up myself that I want to do the job, it implies that I know the job. And I know that I have what it takes to do that job. I'm not strange to what I apply for. No, what I contested for. I was not, it's not somebody that told me to go and look for Senate. It's not as if I'm looking for a job that I went for Senate. But I went to Senate because I know I can be a senator. And therefore I know what it takes to be a senator. And I am also very lucky. You know, Plateau is like a miniature Nigeria. There are Fulanis in Plateau. There are Hausas in Plateau. There are Igbos in Plateau. There are Yorubas in Plateau. People of South South are in Plateau, they came for mining. When I became a senator, my lobbying is simple. If I want to see you a senator, I will pick the Oba in my village and we'll go and see you. You will give me the job. If I want to do a job, maybe the chairman of operation is Fulani. I have Fulani, I will carry to him, he will give me the job. I have all it takes to lobby, sir. I'm very optimistic that I will perform. I've come to perform. I look for the job because I know I have the content. So I want to assure you that at the end of the day, you will score me above just credit. Okay. I want to get an A.
I'll keep your result sheet for now.
Thank you so much.
And when it gets to that time, in 4 years from now, we'll begin to score you. But then you've raised a couple of issues, germane issues, but let's talk about what other issues you hope the 10th National Assembly will perhaps retable, or evolve, or perhaps start afresh. If it's constitutional reforms, maybe. But would you be specific on what areas you'd like to see the Senate in this instance, to perhaps conclusively debate and pass?
Well, I told you that I'm coming to meet Nigerians, and the universal set is Nigeria. Our various senatorial districts are subsets of the universal set Nigeria. So the interest of Nigeria supersedes our individual constituency interests. I'm looking forward to Nigerians with vision coming together and consciously put Nigeria in the first line charge. I look forward to a possibility of more brotherly relationship as Nigerians. And I look forward to us probably bringing laws that will accommodate the larger tribes, the smaller tribes, and smaller constituencies.
So now you're talking about a debate possibly on on the nature of our federalism, for instance, and how our federalism will engender peace and unity amongst Nigerians. This is a constitutional matter. I mean, we're already a federal state in the sense of it, but are we really, like our states, for instance, are they really federating units in the sense of it? Are these perhaps areas you think the Senate can perhaps look at, in terms of true federalism? And also there are people saying, look, yes, we may have done some work on the Electoral Act, but then it needs more work. I mean, what's your thoughts on some of these issues?
Yeah, the Electoral Act particularly that you spoke about last, there's a lot of work that has been done on the Electoral Act. That is why in our elections, you find big people failing election. You find people are in position to vote for the person they like. But in laws, you continue to work on laws like trying to make heaven. Each time you're going to continue to wash your
amendments
face.
And amendments
as you approach heaven. Until the day you just enter heaven, that all jobs have finished.
How about local government financial autonomy? Is that an area you're also interested in?
Yes, sir. The autonomy of the local governments is quite a need, not a want. And I wish that total autonomy for the local government.
But how do we achieve that? If you recall, the ninth National Assembly did some work, and yet did not get concurrence.
It will be achieved if more efforts are made on the governors.
Okay.
Because when a desire to change a constitution is done, you need 2/3 of the state houses assembly.
Yes.
And where there is no autonomy, you find the governors much more in charge of the decision of the state assemblies. And therefore, since this autonomy is like removing the financial control of the local government from the governors, there are those who will not be happy.
So what the National Assembly needs to do is more
is to-
advocacy.
Yeah, advocacy.
And, you know,
More of advocacy.
bringing in the
And
governors.
it should go beyond just members of the National Assembly. There should be institutional participation.
Okay.
Institutional participation.
Okay.
When everybody talk about it, at least it will reach everybody.
Yes.
And sometimes we can vote you if you are the governor who listens to what we want. Yeah. And so I was trying to talk about
Unfortunately, I can't let you land on that because my director is in my ear, almost shouting my head off. I mean, we're out of time.
Yeah, well,
we're out of time. Before I will now pay for the next minute.
We were just using beavers, and the use of beavers have just come in.
Yes.
There should be more of tribunal judgments on the beavers.
Well,
and some lacunas can be met.
The ball is
and when those lacunas are met,
yes,
some amendments, some more amendments can come on the beavers to have it more improved.
Senator-elect Diket and Plang,
Yes,
Plateau Central Senatorial Zone, I'd like to thank you so much for coming on the program. Of course, I'd like to wish you luck as well.
Thank you so
going
much.
forward as you go to the Senate. We will be monitoring you closely and see how you represent your constituents and Nigerians. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Well, and that is it for tonight. For those who joined and stayed with us, thank you so much. And please spread the word. I mean, do join us again on Friday for yet another episode of The Mandates. My name is Nnamdi Odipo. Bye for now.
I know the name.